We'll go ahead and get started. A reminder, no recordings during the press conference. Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices. And then when you get the mic to ask a question, give your name and affiliation. We're joined by UCLA head coach Kelly Inouye-Perez and players Maya Brady, Taylor Tinsley, and Megan Grant. We'll start with a opening statement from Coach Inouye-Perez, then go to questions just for players. Players will leave, and then go to questions just to Coach Inouye-Perez. So if you have an opening statement.
I just want to congratulate Stanford. Man, they're tough. And although we got them during the regular season, that weekend was a turning point for us where we knew, we battled. But they're tough. Nigel's tough. They showed up and they executed tonight, and I hope I wish them well as they represent the last of the pack. But I don't even know how to sum up in a short opening statement of just how proud I am of this team. I told you to get it together. I told them to keep it together. I'm just going to say this. I'm proud, and I've said this. I've never been so proud of a team. I've coached a long time, and it was hard. This season was hard. And nobody expected us. I was telling the team, not even us, that we were going to get here. But our coaches, our players, our staff, the support, the belief, the trust, the work to get us back here is something that I am proud of. I am proud. I'm more just emotional. I wasn't even emotional when I was talking to the team. I was just like, matter of fact, I'm proud of you. You can cry all you want. I'm proud of you. But when I put it all together, this is the greatest year of coaching that I've experienced because, man, building belief, building trust, building a team that could fight. We were right where we needed to be, and we ran out of time. But we were prepared, and I know that everyone knew at any moment this team could win a ball game. I'm proud of my young pitching staff. I'm proud of Maya Brady. I mean, in February, we looked at each other, and I was like, do you believe? And we looked at each other with like, wow, is this really happening? But to be able to be here today and have this opportunity to be able to have a conference at the World Series is I really say thank you to your leadership. As a player, she's so much more than that. She goes down in history as literally the second most home runs in the history of the UCLA, and I've been there a long time, and there's been amazing athletes there. But she's clearly a player, but her leadership is what she's going to be remembered for. And I built a relationship with her beyond the sport. I mean, I love you to death, and I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to be able to see how your leadership has bled into the Bruins that are coming back because you loved them, you kicked them in the butt, but you showed up and you got us here, girl. So I'm proud of you for that. Sorry that took so long, but like I said, I can't sum it up in one sentence of just how proud I am of my team.
Questions for players? Okay, we'll go front row left.
Brady Vernon, softball America. I guess, Maya, just what has it been like wearing the 4 letters across your chest?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I don't even know, probably just a dream. I mean, this was my dream. And, I feel like you always, like as a little girl, you always look, at the program and the coaching staff and the players, and, you think that they're untouchable. And just to get the opportunity to wear this jersey and get my degree and be close to my family, have my family at every game has just been perfect. And I knew that that's why I was coming to UCLA anyway. But it surpassed my expectations. And we never got to win, but trust me, I'm winning in life. And when, you graduate from UCLA, I got my master's. And, I feel like it's just so blessed. I can't even put it into words, but truly it's been a dream. So, yeah.
There we go. Front row right to Jenny.
Maya, can you put into words what it meant to hear what Kelly had to say about you, your impact, and just the way this season played out for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we have just such a special relationship that I play for an amazing coach, and one thing about her is she's so quick to praise others. So we talk all the time, and she's just very open with how she feels about me and my leadership, and I can't thank her enough, because in, the hardest moments, it can be tough to have a coach that just knocks you down. So I think for us, we've built a great relationship, like she said, and little 8-year-old me is screaming that she, even probably said my name, but the fact that she thinks about me like that is truly special. So.
We're good. Second row left.
With the LA Times, Megan and Taylor, this was your first time on this stage. What do you take away from this experience and kind of motivating you to come back?
Megan, you want to go first?
Just learning from last year, it's just to never take any moment for granted. And I feel like coming here, that's exactly what I did. Just the extra deep breaths, just really soaking in every single moment and just honestly playing every single time with a smile on my face.
It was really special to be here. I've been watching the World Series since I was really little with my dad every year. So just being able to pitch and just soak up the environment. I mean, there's a lot of people watching you, but I honestly love it. That's why I wanted to be a pitcher in the first place, having everybody's eyes on me. So it's just honestly the best.
That's crazy.
More questions for players? Go front row right to Jenny.
I know obviously this wasn't the outcome that y'all wanted, but I was hoping y'all could just talk about what it means to be in the last game between two Pac-12 softball teams. History, end of history for such a historic conference. Can you all talk about just being a part of that?
Maya, do you want to start? Then maybe go down the line.
Yeah. I think it's truly a great opportunity just to go down in the last, as part of the last game. They're a tough opponent and they're a great team, and I think it was a battle all year, placing them 3 times, and obviously it was a battle tonight. So obviously it's super sad just because in the Pac we're very proud of our conference, the Conference of Champions, and so obviously you hate to go up against your fellow Pac-12 team in the World Series, and obviously one of us had to go home, but yeah.
Yeah, what Maya said, honestly, I don't really know what to say.
Yeah, I would say it was a bittersweet feeling. Yeah, that's all I would say.
Any more questions for players? All right, thank you, players.
Love you guys. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Good job.
Questions for Coach Anaway Perez? Here we go, front row left.
Coming in, I think Maya had such sky-high expectations, and you could probably say that she's met them or overachieved them. And just what does that speak to her character to do everything with such grace?
Yeah, I was saying, we were talking about just that there's types of players. There's players that can hit, there's players that can pitch and run and all of these things, but there's players that separate themselves out with the ability to come through in big moments. And I know everybody could walk away saying, man, we just wanted Maya to see Maya do great things just in this tournament, but what she did to get us here in those big critical moments will be remembered. This was a tough year. So with that, to answer your question, just Maya Brady is not just a great athlete and a great hitter, but she is a clutch hitter because she takes the responsibility to find a way to help the team win. Sometimes she wants it a little too much. And as a result, the hard part for her, too, is the whole country is not going to serve it up on a platter for Maya Brady to watch her continue to do what she does. So people pitch tough against her. It's not easy. But I put her in the leadoff spot because no matter what, how she handles success, how she handles failure, breeds confidence into the team. If you see her, she'll get out and she'll come straight back up, and she intentionally, even though she's burning inside, she'll come right back and bleed right into her teammates, and that's leadership. So she is a fierce ball player, but she's such a respected and loved leader on this team, and she left her mark on the game. everybody loved to watch her play because she's one swing away from just adding to the numbers. But if you knew her, it's so much more than that. She just wants to find a way to help her team win. And she stepped out of character from what she's been able to do in the first 3 to 4 years. The COVID year was off, but and she was a leader. So she had to be a leader to the younger ones for the first time she was the old one, and she still had to try to find a way to compete on the field, and that's harder than just playing softball. So I'm proud of her. She left her mark. I'm going to stay in touch with her forever. I'm going to say this again. I'm proud of her mother and how she raised her. But I think more than that, I hope she continues to play because, man, it's fun watching her compete on that stage.
We'll go second row left.
Kelly, you're kind of chuckling at Taylor's answer about being in the center, but just the way your pitchers performed their first World Series.
I mean, that's why I say, we could hit. We knew we could hit. When you face a pitcher, tough pitching, it's always more difficult, and that's just the challenge of the game, which is nothing new. But we knew without pitching, you're not going to be able to get to this World Series, and that's why I'm so proud. I got a chance to work with them this year, and just what they continue to do and how they got stronger through a season is so. It's rewarding as a coach, but I'm so proud for them as players. And I wasn't emotional in the meeting because I just look forward to the future. The experience that they gained on the stage is real. They got a fire burning in their guts they just wanted to continue to play. I told the team, some of our leadership guys, our mental guys, and my coaches, I'm like, and if we could get the mojo that our pitchers have, they're young and they don't even know any better. They just want to play, which I love. But that took time to build up. There were a lot of tears this year. There was a lot of frustration. There was a lot of embarrassment because they weren't able to perform to what they knew they were capable of. And part of it is being a Bruin. Part of it is having the expectations. Part of it is just the game and learning how to execute pitches and stretch the zone. But, man, they did it. They did it. They did a great job throughout the year. They got stronger. When Taylor needed a little bit of a break, KT stepped up. KT straight up, had a knee repair at the end of fall. She had a great fall. She had a knee repair. She didn't pitch from October through right before we opened up season. She was on a pitch count. And we were like, and I told her straight up, I said, KT, we have a choice. You're either going to stay in the bullpen and ramp up. She was pitching a little. She pitched, but she had 40 pitches. I'm like, you could either pitch those 40 in a game or I can pitch them in the bullpen. And she's like, put me out there. And she was down by 4 in the first inning of the first game she played. And the team's looking at me like, oh my God, what is going on? But she was through that. She was like that through February, through the preseason. For her to be able to gain momentum, and when Taylor needed a little bit of a break, we went to ASU, and she was the only one I took. I didn't even take Taylor. I just took KT, and she won all 3 games against ASU by herself, and that kind of flipped her into she could for this team. So when Taylor did come back, they became a very powerful duo. But they're, like I said, a lot of tears, a lot of injuries, a lot of frustration, and I'm proud of how they performed. They pitched well last night against Oklahoma, who was obviously the team, and they didn't stand down. They held them to 4 hits. They're going to remember that. And you know what? Everybody else will remember that, too, that they have the capability. So I said one game doesn't define them, but what they did over this season to get us back here was real.
Okay, we have second row left.
Jenna Becerra, D1 softball. Coach, you said this was the greatest year or experience that you've had in coaching, which is a big statement from a program like UCLA. You also said throughout the season that the theme this year was to level up. Mm-hmm. And from a historic program, an elite program like UCLA, how is this team able to do that on and off the field?
Well, I think to answer your question, the goal of coaching and the goal of UCLA is we're so much more than softball. Wins and losses don't define us. Our ability to represent UCLA, especially when things are hard, it's easy when it's easy. We've had some great seasons where it's just we win, everyone's an All-American, we win a Natty. I've been fortunate to experience that, but we love to coach and we love to teach everybody what UCLA softball family is all about. And that's even when it gets hard. And this team was challenged more than I've ever been challenged. We've had some tough years, but the toughness was kind of almost within. We couldn't figure out how to play, or we couldn't figure out how to play together. This was straight up challenging. I lost 3 starters in weekend 1. Our pitchers were down. We were hurt. We were not where we needed to be. We just lost a lot of players. So as we kept on dropping players, different people had to step up. So the majority of the season was either make a decision. Either this is too hard and we quit, or we're going to figure out how to continue to level up and just be a better version of ourselves every day. But we kept our eyes on the prize of our goal to get back, which didn't really seem like possible. That's why I get emotional, because when you think about the whole season, I was like, there's no way that we're sitting here talking about this with how we started. So I'm proud, and it was rewarding because my coaches leveled up. My players leveled up. We hit rock bottom, and we kept on going. And that we had to show up every day at practice and figure out what we were going to do. So the team got to a point where it was too hard and tears to what do we got to do next? And we built trust and we built momentum. We built what we call the Bruin Magic, that is a belief that we could do anything. And just tonight, here we go in the 7th inning. We're one pitch away from it happening again. Great teams find a way to win. They put themselves in a position to win, and this team did it again. Everybody in the stadium was like, oh, here we go. Here they go again. They're doing it again. But that comes from a belief, that comes from a work ethic, that comes from my coaching staff bleeding in, that comes from my mental performance guys. So I'm surrounded, and I'm fortunate because my goal is to teach them what UCLA softball is all about. We are more than just wins and losses. What we did this year will be remembered. We are UCLA softball, and we find a way to win. But as these guys say, it's more than just this. I wish the teams the best of luck. We would have loved to have more opportunities to just get hot, but you know, I think in the bigger picture of things, I'm proud because they represent UCLA so well.
Right, that'll wrap things up. Thanks.
Done?
Yep.
Thank you.